Richie, are you surprised at the number of changes to this team this week?
Not really, no. There's only 3 really, and one's forced by injury. So I guess it's just a symptom of we haven't been quite on the job, and some other guys deserve a crack.
Are you consulted ever as captain? Do you get any sort of say, Daniel Vettori type say?
Not say, no. I don't want to be involved in making decisions. Certainly, at times, ask an opinion, and they said what they're thinking this week, and I kind of agreed with what they were thinking. So that's as far as it goes. I think it's a wee bit dangerous to get too involved.
Graham mentioned before that you've trained well all year. We've seen it for ourselves. So what's not clicking from training into some of the game environment?
I think, well, the simple things aren't, and the reason for that is I believe it's not because the guys can't execute what they're doing. It's there's probably a bit of confidence, a bit of belief in how it goes, and
so it's down at the moment.
I think it is a little bit, especially when early in a game it doesn't happen, and yet we're against teams that put you under pressure, and I believe that if we can get a good start to a game, things will start to happen a bit quicker. But that's been the big goal, and it hasn't quite happened, and sort of wait until we get desperate, and perhaps the pressure's off a bit in terms of you've just got to play. That we've actually started playing some better rugby, which you saw in the last 30 minutes. So the key is to while we say these mistakes and whatever aren't acceptable as a All Black, you got to also not put the guys under any more pressure to make them jittery to carry on doing that. And it's been sort of a symptom of this year, especially against the South Africans who are in your face early.
It's been a problem for an All Black team for a few years, hasn't it? The sluggish starts. Is that mental preparation or?
Geez, if I had the answer, it would be easy. Look, I don't know, because how we address it, each week. We've got to start well, and I think perhaps I really don't know. I think when you get the first couple of things you do out in the field right, things happen a lot better. But you make a couple of mistakes, and teams you're playing against are good enough to put you under pressure and score points. And straight away your points behind.
You would have. Do you want to carry on with the answer, or?
No.
You would have played a lot against Tom Donnelly over the years. From what you've seen, what suggests to us and to you that he'll make a Test player?
I think, first of all, he's hung around. He's kept that as a he could easily have thought, well, I'm not in the reckoning, and taken off as a few others have done. He's obviously pretty determined to hang around and give it a good crack, and I guess he's been rewarded for that. When we played against him, when I think to say Super 14 games, from a Crusaders point of view, we've come second the last couple of years. He's been one that's had the sort of physical. He's made himself sort of, physically known he's there, and I think in Test rugby that's something that you've just got to do, and I guess that's why he's been picked this week, because he's got that ability, and he's functions pretty well in the line-out. So he's been given the opportunity, and it's up to him, I guess, to take it.
Line-out's under pressure, we all know that. Has Steve's demeanour changed at all this week?
Hanson? No, you feel for him, because everyone is trying their hardest to make sure we get it right. And you look back at last week, it's easy just to go, it's all awful, it's all bad. But when you look at actually what went wrong, it was a couple of guys missed a lift and a couple of throws, and that's not acceptable, but that's easy fixed. I think the good thing in the second half, we actually relaxed a bit and got those things right and actually won the ball. So you've got to take a little bit of confidence out of that. Actually, what we're doing is okay. We just got to make sure we don't make those errors, because then that's when things get on top of you. And a team like Africa will make you pay every time. So you've got to try and keep the confidence there, and just it's not acceptable to have little lapses of concentration. You just can't afford that.
Have you approached the team about that?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's been made really clear this week, and the guys know it, but it's been pointed out, and we'll see on Saturday.
You mentioned the start of about confidence and the start of a game. Perhaps when you want to get a good start, you're looking to the experienced players to lead the way. Graham mentioned the change in the type of game with this high kick, which in a way takes you out of some of those confrontations. This is what Graham said.
Yeah.
Do you think that is playing a part, this new high kick sort of thing, and that's why you're not getting the start that you used to perhaps?
Oh, it's got a little bit to do. There's no doubt about that. A lot of the ball we're getting, because we haven't perhaps had set piece right, has been ball going back, and that allows them to have time to set up a defensive line, and you've got to start from there. So perhaps that's got something to do with it. We've just got to figure out a way of getting that right, and the easy way to do that is to make sure the ball we do get, so lineouts and scrum, is absolutely top quality, and we can try and build some pressure that way and get into the game. So, yes, one part of it is the game has changed a little bit. We've just got to make sure we get the bits we can control right, and I think as time goes on, we've got to learn to be able to play with the ball in the air, what you can do from it, because that's becoming a big part of the game these days. And that's perhaps something we're not used to here in New Zealand.
Richie, 4 from 4 is uncharted territory for this coaching panel in terms of results, 4 from 8. So, how have you seen the coaches react to the defeats and their demeanour and the way they've responded to that sort of thing?
I think the big thing, coach's point of view, probably my point of view as well, if you start to doubt yourself or start to doubt what we're doing, then it's going to filter through. So the big thing they've done is made sure they try and keep the belief in what we're doing, that we're not far off, and I certainly don't believe we're that far. And because if you do that, then the guys are going to have confidence to carry on and keep working hard. So they've been great with that. I'm sure that they're frustrated as some of us are, or all of us are at times, that it hasn't been happening. There's been a lot of hard work in trying. You can see that in the guys out in the field. It's not through a lack of trying. It's just hasn't quite come together, and I guess that's a bit frustrating. But as I say, they've been great in terms of not panicking or not, causing the guys to doubt themselves, I suppose.
Richie, who's going to call the lineouts on Saturday?
Kieran Reid.
Okay, and in terms of this weekend, what's the game are you hoping to play? Similar to the second half with all the razzle dazzle, because I quite like that.
Yeah, I did too. You look at the second half, that came about through the Africans got a bit tired and we were able to play. We've got to make sure we do that from the start, so that we don't, when both teams are pumped up, we don't give them a head start, or we don't get forced into mistakes. So in terms of playing any different, we just got to get our set piece right and build some pressure on them and play, and then hopefully we can be the one taking the goals and putting them, making them play from behind. So it's a pretty simple game when you look at it like that.
Cheers, guys.
Go to number8.co.nz.